Hi everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how you can create this dynamic icon column chart. If I change the values in this data sheet, you can see that the chart is updated. So we can create this chart right here in PowerPoint without any external tools. To create this chart, we need a regular bar chart. We need two sets of icons. So in the first one, we have this icon with just the outline and no shape fill. So if I drag this over a background, you can see that there is no fill. And then we need a second set of icon in which we have a rectangle and we have punched in this icon within it. So if I drag this over a background, you can see that there is no shape fill. We'll be taking this outline icon, placing it on top of this, and then we'll group the whole thing and then paste it on our chart to get a result similar to this. Of course, there are formatting tweaks we'll have to make, but this is in a sense what we'll need to do to get a final output like so. So let's start. First thing we need is a regular column chart. Go to column, select the first option here. Let me just make this bigger so you can see. We don't need the series 3, we just need 2 bars. So I'm going to select this column and delete. I'll make all of these percentages. I'm going to make this second column slightly smaller. We don't need the chart title or the legend. We also don't need these grid lines. Let's change the scale. We need it to go from 0 to 120% is fine for now. Let's double click on any of these bars. On the right hand side, let's change the series overlap to 100%. We have the basic setup ready for our chart. Now let's edit our icons. Go to insert, select icons, type in either human or person. Let's select this icon and this one. Select insert. Let me make this bigger so we can see. I'm going to ungroup this SVG twice so that we can edit the shapes. You'll see that our icons are now separate shapes. So I'm just going to bring these heads closer to the body, because once we place this in the chart form, it would be nice to have this in a continuous shape rather than the head hanging over the body. So once I have that, I'm just going to select both shapes, go to shape format, go to merge shapes and say union. Same thing for this one. Now we have one single shape. Now let's get one of these icons and place it on top of our chart. What we need to do is have our bar completely enclose the bounding box for this icon. So we need our bar to cover this icon entirely. So I'm going to double click this bar and then reduce the gap width. Let's try 30%. Let's just make this bigger so we can see if this is indeed covering everything. We can also shrink our icon a little so it can fit properly. I'm also going to reduce the height of our chart so that the top portion of the bar matches with the top portion of the head. It's better to be over the head rather than under the head, because if we are below the head level, when our chart goes to 100%, the entire icon will not be covered. So it's better to go overhead than under. Take a rectangular shape and I'm going to make a rectangle that's exactly the size of this bar. Let's make this bigger and maybe transparent so we can also see. Let's get rid of the border. So let's get our rectangle and the icon onto the next slide. I'm just going to put these original icons to the side. I'm going to also resize my other icon to be exactly the size of this first icon. Let's match this as best as we can. Okay, that's fine for now. If there are any issues later, we can always fix them. While doing this, I forgot to keep the original icons. So this is one tip I have for you is whenever you make any changes to icons, always save a copy of the original icons. So if anything goes wrong, you can always get the original ones and keep editing. So let's duplicate this rectangle, place it on top of this. Same for this icon. Let's send these rectangles to back. Make sure that our icons are covered by the rectangle. I'm going to leave a slight space around the icon just to be on the safer side, because we don't want any of this icon getting cut off when we paste it onto the bar. Duplicate this rectangle so that both of our icons are consistent. Save this to the side. Then make a copy of these two. Go to shape format, click on merge shapes, select fragment, delete these icons at the center. Let's take the original icons, give it an outline of black, select no fill, place this icon on top of this icon, resize it. Let's color this background to be white, because this white shape is going to mask our background bar that you'll see next. Okay, then let's group both of these. I'm pressing Ctrl G on my keyboard. Let's copy both of these, paste it onto this chart, put them on side. Okay, let's try the first icon. And if we can't get it right the first time, we can always go back and make changes. So select this orange bar, paste it. Go back to data sheet of this chart. Let's make the second column all 100%. And if we now change our values in the first column, you'll see that our chart is now taking in the values. Let's do that for the second icon. Select the bar, paste it. We could also have a combination of both icons. So select on any of the bars, then again, single select that specific bar, paste our icon. Let's do that for this one. And we can even mix and match our icons within the same chart. Now let's say if you want to change the background color or even the outline color, it can be done easily. So let's double click on this bar or any bar. Just reduce the overlap so we can see the background bar. Select it. Let's say we want to change it to green. Let's change this. We also need our outline to be green. So I'll select the top outline icon, go to shape outline, select a green color. Let's do that for here. Next, paste our icons on top of this. Whoops, I just want this and this. And then for this one, let's paste it on this one. Let's make the series overlap back to 100. And just like that, you can change the color of your chart as well. The one caveat I have for you for this chart is the proportionality of this chart area matters. So as long as you maintain these proportions, the icons will look correct. But if you try and let's say reduce the width, see your icons might look squished. So if you want to resize, always resize from the corner. So I am holding down Shift key on my keyboard and then dragging from the corner like so. And you'll see that all our icons have reduced in size in proportion. For some reason, if your chart gets messed up, you can always manually try and adjust it until it looks like it's in the right proportion. Next, let's show data labels on top. So right click on any of these icons, click on add data labels, double click these 100% because we want these percentages to be shown and not the maximum. So once you have double clicked, under label options on the right, click on value from cells. In the data range, select these 4 cells by dragging your mouse over these 4. Click on OK. Go to the right hand side, under label options, uncheck value. You'll see that only these percentages are shown now. Let's format the font. We need this to be green, bold. We no longer need our axis, so delete the vertical axis. And you'll see that the moment we remove the axis, the chart just enlarged horizontally. It didn't change in proportion. So let's just try and reduce the width so that it looks like it's in proportion. One last thing, let's try and add another category. Say right click, edit data. Go to your data sheet. Type in category 5. Let's give this 60%. We need last column to be 100%. Select the icon. Select only the last bar. Paste it. Readjust the size of the chart. And we are done. So it's as easy as that. Now in principle, this doesn't have to be a human or a person icon. It can be any other icon. So let's say if your data is about oil production in the world, you could get a barrel icon and then use the same technique for that icon to replace these human icons with barrels and have the barrel fill up like so. So possibilities are endless. Feel free to play around with this and come up with your own unique chart. So I hope you found this useful. Please leave a like to let me know and subscribe for future videos, and I will catch you next time.